Hi everyone, my name is Cam and today we'll see how to manage your Spordle event account. So first of all, you need to go to the event.spordle.com link, and right here you can enter your logins, which is your email and password, and then log in. Once this is done, you'll end up on the main page here, so you can see all your existing stores. You can filter them by checking or unchecking these boxes to see, for example, the completed stores or active stores. You can also go to your own name here, and if you ever have to change your password or user name, you can click here, and you can obviously log out from here. One thing very important before we start the training is to go to the organizer profile and just make sure that all the information here is accurate. So just fill out all your contact infos, taxes infos, credit card statement, and bank account information, also very important, and then you can update your profile. Also, you can go to the user tab, and if ever you want to create new users, you're going to be able to do so by clicking the button here and simply enter email, first name, last name of the new user, and obviously a password, and then click create. So I'm going to go back to my stores, and we're going to take, for example, a hockey event that we want to create. We'll click on new store here, and then we'll just have to fill out all the general information. So first of all, status active, we're going to leave it just like that. The store language, so it can be obviously French, English, or both. If ever you create a bilingual store, you're going to have to fill out all the French and English name and sections at the same time. So we're going to go for English right now. I'm going to call it, for example, 2023 season. We're going to sell tickets or something like that. You can also add a website if ever for your specific event you have a website, you can add it there. Then your store banner will be clickable, so it can be a cool thing to add. Also add a phone number here, so make sure it's a valid phone number because it's going to be on the main page. It's public, people are going to be able to reach out to you using that phone number. Then these are the event dates. So for example, if my season starts, let's say we're gonna do like a 2023, for example, January 1st, and then ends, let's say right around here, May 26th, for example. So these are obviously non-official dates, but for the training we're going to use them. And starts, sales start date and also end date. This is from what day to what day you want your store to be open so that people can buy tickets to go see a game or whatever you're selling. So I'm gonna start the sale date today, so we're gonna be able to see what we're doing. And end date, for example, I'm just gonna go and end the, I don't know, maybe in May. So the length of the event is going to be the sales end and debut dates. Here you can also set a time for both of these dates. Also, you can add a store header, so you can follow these dimensions here. And it's not mandatory to have a header, but obviously it looks a lot more beautiful, and I'm going to show you what a store with a header look like. So I'm basically just going to download one here from my computer. So I'm going to take a hockey banner, very basic, very simple. You can also add a message here, a header. So I'm basically just going to write header so you can see where that goes. You can manage your taxes for each event by unchecking if you want to apply taxes or no. Same thing here, credit card statement. So if we filled out the credit card statement properly in the organizer profile, we wouldn't have to change it here, but now we may have to add another description and another phone number here. Your email, you basically have to write a valid email here. So again, this is going to be public. People are going to be able to reach out to you using this email. You can add a name, so for example, hockey, confirmation, so it can be your confirmation or electronic tickets or whatever you want to add here. And for the header, you can add the same header that we add to the main store. So I can just put it back here. And then you can, if you want, you can activate newsletter. If you're using newsletter, you can activate this. I'm going to show you where that goes in the store. And we're going to come back to this later in the marketing tab. So I'm just going to save this. And there you go. So right now, as you can see, the menu changed here. So we are not in the organizer profile anymore. We're really managing our own store. If you want to go back to the main page, you can click on the Spordle logo, and you'll see that right now there's another store that we added to the active one. So you can select this store, and this is where you get to manage your event. So we started by managing the settings here, so you can always go back to the settings tab and modify anything and just save your modifications here. And the next thing we have to do, we have to manage our tickets and prices. In the tickets tab, you can start by creating a new ticket from scratch. So you click here and you have to fill out all the sales info here. So first of all, hello sales. You can have a limit of tickets also. So if you have, for example, 1,000 spots for a game, you can just add it here. Then your price. So I'm going to put $15. You can have a bare price also. So if, for example, your original price is $20 and there's a promo running right now, just use the bare price section to do so. Then your dates, as we manage them in the settings, you can add the event date on your own tickets also. Visibility, usually you're going to use for everyone. That means everybody can access your store and can see your tickets. If you select admins only, that means you really have to be connected to the store, just like you and me. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see the tickets. Going to be hidden for customers. And only available in custom forms. I'm going to show you at the one point that you can add questions and collect info from your buyers, and then you can add also tickets. So for example, the person's gonna have to select a ticket at the first step, and then the second step they can add, for example, a t-shirt or a promo glass to their order. Then you can scroll up the page, go to the English tab in order to enter a title and a description right here. You can also add a thumbnail, which is a logo or image. I'm going to show you where that goes. Just going to add the Spordle logo and click next step. So this was the ticket online that people are buying, and this is for the electronic ticket. So I'm just going to real quick add a logo on my ticket, and I'm going to show you an example of what the tickets look like. You can add an image. I'm going to show you where, and then you have 9 lines to display, so you can enter everything you want here, terms and conditions also. So confirm and save. So this is my first ticket created. I'm just going to show you here a preview. This is what it looks like. So for now, I simply added my logo. I didn't change anything else. As per the image, you can add an image into the blank space right here. And all the dimensions are shown. So if I click back on my ticket here, go back to my English tab, I can see that I can add an image here. And I can always come back and change the lines that are displayed on my ticket. Also, the confirmation email. So we saw that there's a general email in the settings, but if ever you want to say something specific to a person that buys the game one or that specific ticket, you can add text to that email. So it's just going to add up to the general email here for only for buyers of game 1. And then you can save. So for now, because we created the general info, so the settings and 1 ticket, we can start to preview our store. So I can click here and I can see what it looks like from now, for now. So it basically, we see the header here. This is where the message can go. My first ticket here with the description and the logo that I added. My price and the selection here. So this is basically what it looks like right now. You can do a lot more stuff. So for example, if you want to have different prices, so for example for game 1 you have a regular price, a student price, stuff like that. You can do that also by going back here to your ticket tab and clicking manage types here. Then you'll be able to select a new type and then enter your new type. So for example, if you have a student price and you also want to add years and be very precise, you can do that and save. And also in the menu here, you see these are all the types that have been already created, so I can use all these types. And how do I use them? I go to my ticket here, options, manage rates, and I can simply, so this was on student, so I can put that on regular, for example, and add the student rate, which is going to be $10, and save. And now you have to just confirm that your ticket is good, confirm, and save. So now if I go back to my page, you see that for the same game I have 2 different rates, 2 different price types. A good thing to know is that if you create a ticket by type, they share the same inventory. So there's 1,000 tickets for both rates. Then to create a ticket for game 2, I can simply copy the previous one instead of starting from scratch. So if I do that, I just basically have to change, for example, the date, maybe the order, and title, description, and if ever I want to change the thumbnail, the little logo that was on the ticket, I can change that too and simply copy. For now I'm going to create a new one because I just want to show you a ticket in a form. So this is going to be a t-shirt so that people can add a t-shirt to their order. Just going to change the display order, then it can be t-shirt. And instead of the Spordle logo, I'm gonna put the actual t-shirt here and confirm the ticket. What I forgot to do is just to change the visibility. So instead of being for everyone, I'm gonna check for the forms and save. We're gonna see later how to add the ticket to the form editor here. For now, we're gonna go to discounts. You can create promo codes for people to get discounts. So you click on create discount here and you choose from the options. It can be on the total of the order, on an item. So for example, for one game and not the other, it can be a free ticket here also. So we're gonna go, for example, discount on an item, and then you can choose from all these options. For example, if it's a simple discount on an item, you can choose this one. If you need a minimal amount of tickets, you can choose this one. So for example, if people are buying 1 ticket, the code is not working, but when they're buying 3 or more, it's working. So you can choose this one. Same thing if it's the opposite. So if they can buy a maximum of 3 tickets to get the discount, you can choose this one. You can simply read the description and choose the one that corresponds to your needs. I'm going to create this one, and then you simply fill all the info. So it can be a promo 2022. And then the dates here are the same as the settings as the store. The application, if you choose manual, that means that the buyer needs to enter the code in a specific box that I'm going to show you. If you choose automatic. That means they don't have to do anything. It's just gonna show up automatically. You can put a quantity if you want to. So for example, if it's for the 10 first clients, you can go like that. And you can select an amount or percentage. It's up to you. So for example, $5. This is where you get to set up the minimum quantity required. For example, 2. And you can choose which game it's good for. For example, game 1. And then create discount. So if I test it, I'm going to select 2 tickets. And then promo 2022. It's working. And I can order. Same as the tickets, you can copy an existing promo code with the options here. Then for the form, by default, we're only asking at the second step the billing info. So first name, last name, and all the info of the buyer. If ever you want to add more questions, you have to go to the form editor. There's 2 different possibilities. So you can add a general group or a specific group. And you see the description below. So a general group appears once. So if you want to ask another question to the buyer, you can add a general group. If, however, you prefer to ask questions for each ticket, so for example, if I buy tickets for my friends and I have 3 tickets in my order, I can add a group of questions for all of these tickets. So for example, if I want to know the name of the first ticket holder, second, and third, I can add a specific group. You can add a title, so for example, participant, and you can also do this little formula to automatically add the number. So for example, if there's 3 tickets, it's going to be participant 1, 2, and 3. Then you can select the tickets, and then you can start creating your form. So by default, we're asking first name, last name, business, and email. If ever you don't need any of these, you can just uncheck them, and you can leave the other ones. They're all mandatory, but you can change that also if you want. And you can add other questions. So for example, if you want to add the date of birth, you can do that. And then this is where we can add also a ticket. So earlier we created a form ticket, which was the t-shirt. So this is where you can add it. You can just go add and ticket listing. And then you can write your question. So for example, do you want to add a t-shirt to your order? And you can just put the t-shirt there. You can select, if you have any other form tickets, you can select from the menu and save. You go back, and then you can see that I'm asking my billing info, and then participant 1, first name, last name, email, date of birth, and they can select also a t-shirt from the selection. You also have all kinds of advanced options here that you can manage. I'm not going to go through them all, but for example here, electronic tickets. So we added content to the PDF tickets in the ticket settings, but you can also here change, for example, the background color, titles. So I'm just going to show you back the ticket here so you can manage the colors, titles, and terms and conditions also. If you want to add terms and conditions at the payment checkout section, you can do that right here. You can manage all the stores buttons. So for example, you want to change these buttons here, back, confirm, you can change that. Same for the store steps also, buy, contact, payment, confirmation. So there's a lot of things you can do here, and if ever you have any questions, you can always contact us, but you can go through them all and manage all your settings. So these were all the configuration settings. These are all the menus that you can use to add content and create your store. Once everything is done, we can start testing. So what you do, you go back to the link, and make sure that you're in organizer mode so that you will be able to skip the payment part. I'm gonna add one ticket here, order, and then you can fill out very quickly these sections. You don't have to fill everything since you're connected. You can copy billing info here and then add t-shirt and confirm. And this is the part where it's different for you since you're connected, is that you see your order summary, but you get to do a prepaid order, which means no payment. And this is where I can place my order and then I'll be able to delete it. It's simply a test. If ever you uncheck this, you'll see what the regular buyer is going to see, so payment by credit card. And then you can place order. And you can also manage this page in the advanced option. This is the page by confirmation, so you can add your own logo and change the text also. You can also print your tickets here, or you can go back to your email to see what the buyers will receive. So this is basically the email info and receipt, and also the ticket attached to it. Once your tests are done and you're ready to put it online, you can go to the integration tab here and use this link to put it online on your website or social medias, or send it to your buyers. This is the general link which will open all tickets. So for example, if you have many games, they're going to be all shown on that link. What you can do also is you can create specific links. So here, custom links. If ever you want a link that opens only one game, you can do that. So you can, for example, do game 1, select the ticket only for game 1, and then create this link. So what that means is if you click on that link, it's gonna only show up the game 1, and you can do that for each of your games or each of your tickets if you want to. Once the sales are up running, you can have a look at them by clicking the sales tab here. So you'll see the first order here, and you can also search for an order with the search tool. What you can do here with the options is you can view order, view custom forms, so all the additional info that we asked the buyers. You can refund from here. You can also resend order invoice by email. So sometimes people can call you saying that the transactions worked, but they didn't receive anything in their email, so maybe it is in the spam, or they made a mistake or something like that. So you can just resend from here and just make sure that it's a good email, and you can also resend it to you also to see if it's working, and then press send. If you want to simply view the details, you can just click here and you have access to everything. You can also modify stuff if someone made a mistake in their address or email. You can change that. You can also write notes. What you can do here with the items, you can validate an item from here, but there's also a validation tool here that you can use. And usually people, what they do when they validate a ticket is that they use the Event Enroll Scanner app on their cell phone, and you can validate every ticket from there, and it's connected to the online platform also. Here you can see the forms data. You can also exchange a ticket. So for example, instead of refunding someone, if they just want to switch games and it's the same price, you can simply exchange a ticket. So you choose from the other game, and then you can resend your order and exchange. So it really has to be the same price for both tickets though. If ever it's not the case, you should refund. And we have the refund section here that you can go through. So obviously right now it's not available because there's no money in the account. Usually you can simply check what you want to refund, and just make sure that you don't refund the total amount with the fees, because otherwise you will be charged for these fees. So just cancel, and then you refund the $15. You can choose a reason, and then set your email, and simply submit refund right after that. If I go back to the sales tab, as I told you, you can see the custom form data. So obviously I didn't write anything, but you'll see all the buyer's info here. And also here, since it's only a test and I didn't pay online, I can delete my order, which I will do later. So just make sure that if you're testing your store, just make sure that you come here and delete all your tests in order to put all the numbers back to 0. The validation tool is basically where you can validate entries, but this is a manual way to do it. As I told you, you can use the app on your cell phone, and it's way quicker. You can simply connect to the app with the same user and password that you're using for the online platform, and you'll be able to start scanning right away. One thing to know is that if you scan with the app, you'll be able to scan one ticket at a time. So for example, you'll have to choose whether you're scanning game 1, game 2, game 3, a t-shirt. You cannot scan every ticket at the same time. If you want to do so, you have to go back to configuration here, and in scanners you can create groups of scans. So you can group a lot of tickets into a group of scan, which means that when you're going to connect yourself to the scanner, you'll be able to select that group and then scan every ticket that you added to that group. So it's way quicker also. And if for one specific night or event you need to scan all kinds of tickets, it's the best way to do it. If we continue with the menus, you have the marketing section here, where you can add your social medias in the social media tool. So you can show my social medias at the confirmation step, which is the last step that we saw with the print my tickets button. If ever you show your social media, you can add links to them, and all the small icons are going to be there at the end of the process. Also, MailChimp here, if I go back to the store, you remember that you can subscribe to a newsletter. So if people are checking this, it's gonna create a report in the platform. But if ever you want to link your key, MailChimp key, to the store, the list is going to be created directly into MailChimp, so that can be very useful. Google, you can add Google Analytics, you can add Google IDs, Tag Manager, all that kind of stuff here. Facebook, if you want to add a button that people can press and share your event on their own page, you can do it here. Add a Facebook pixel also if you try to target your store on Facebook. And then share is simply if you add the button to share your store, you can manage the share settings by adding your logo and title and sharing text also. This section allows you to track all your finances. So you basically see the total sales. These are all the self-perceived amounts. So this is because we were connected and we test the platform and we chose the self-perceived amount function, but usually you'll see nothing here. It's only going to be online sales. Event enrolled charges are going to be here if ever it's your organization that pays all the fees. If it's the client, obviously this is going to be to 0, and all the completed transfers are going to be here. So your due balance is going to be your total sales minus the completed transfers, and usually the due balance is always positive. So we try to keep money into the account if ever you want to refund people, or if there's anything happening to your store, you always have a certain amount of money in case. Then at the end of the event, you can download here a account statement, or you can simply see in HTML your account statement, and this is going to be the whole resume of your whole event, financially speaking. And finally, you have one last very important section, which is the reports section. You'll see a list of all the reports available in Event Enroll. So there is a report for basically anything. If you want to see reports per ticket sales, you can choose that one. Discounts report also, refunds, they're all there. If ever you have custom forms that you're asking questions to your customers, you should select custom forms report, which is the most complete one because you'll have on one side all the buyer's info, but all the participants or customers' info also that you asked. So for example, if I choose this one, you're into the report right now. As you can see, there's one sale here, and what you can do is that each report you can personalize your reports. So this is a very useful function. You can click here and then you can choose a starting date and end date, or here in the menu you can choose, for example, if you want to see a list of all the sales as per today, you can choose today. Then you can select your tickets. So by default, they're all selected, but you can say, oh no, I just want to see all the game one tickets sold. And also what you can do is you can filter all your columns. So for example, if there's stuff that you don't need or you need to add, you can do that here. So I can uncheck some ticket codes or ticket titles that I don't need. But I can check, for example, if I want to see the buyer's phone number, address, and all that stuff, I can do it here and just simply press the button here to refresh my report. Once this is done, you'll see that my report has changed a little. So I have a column for phone and address right now. What I can do is I can save this report. If I don't want to lose all my changes, I can save it here with the Save My Custom Report icon. And then you can name it. So it can be like list of game one buyers, for example. And what it does is if I save this and I go back to my reports menu, the first list here is going to be custom reports now. So I can always go back to that report and it's going to be saved as is, and the order is just going to add up to that list. Also what you can do is you can export this report in Excel, PDF. You can print it also here. And there you go. So that's basically how every single reports work. If I choose another one, for example, ticket sales, it's the same thing. You'll see it's just a different info. So, but you can still personalize your info and you can still filter what you want to see and what you want to unsee from the list. But you can always save your report or export your report as you wish. So there it is for the Spordle event training. If ever you have any questions about any functions of the platform, please contact us. Please contact us at the email support@spordle.com, and it will be our pleasure to assist you with that. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.